All right. Yeah. So a few things I want to talk about is that number one, you have to be aware of time in the marketplace at every point in time. When you open your chart, make sure you are checking the time. What's the time? What's the time currently? So that you're aware of the section that you're in to know the volatility and the volume you should expect in the market. Okay. You must have heard that time is price, like time and money, obviously, time and price. So you cannot be looking at one side of the charts because when you're doing analysis, you're always looking at the price, right? Probably when I draw a zone and I want to tell you that this zone is a resistance, I'll tell you that sitting at 110, 200 is a level of resistance, right? Now I'm looking at 110, 200. Most persons always look at price without looking at time. Now, when do time come into play, especially when you're watching when you're watching live market, when you're looking at live market, that's when time comes into play. Like that's when it's more important to pay attention to the time of the day. Why? Because you understand that, for example, this is card JPY, right? Okay, let's use pay like USD card now to give this good example, right, that I have in my head. Now, for example, this is USD card. I cannot just wake up 2 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. in morning Nigeria time, and be like, I want to look for a trade on USD card. It doesn't make sense because USD is for the US session. Canadian dollar is also for the US session. So I can't just wake up and I'm expecting volume in the market. So this was something I used to struggle with when I first started Forex. I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm trading one pair that has no volume. And I'm up all night because this thing is doing the thing is going up and down. It puts you in profit, takes you into loss, puts you in profit, just like consolidation phase. You get like that consolidation phase. Okay. So like if you look at this phase here, you notice that there was less volume inside of this box I just highlighted. If you check the time, this was in the middle of the night, 12 a.m. to like 9:30 a.m. There was less volume in the market. Okay. So time is key. Time is key. If you check here now, 1 a.m. to like, so you need to know the time of the day. And if you check here, you notice around 9 o'clock, which was the London session, the volume kicked in a bit. So for pairs like USD card, you see more volume and volatility when it is US session, which is 2 p.m. Nigeria time, 2 p.m. Nigeria time. So pay attention to price at every point in time, and don't neglect time. Don't neglect time. The importance of time can never be overemphasized. So let's quickly dive into it. Let's start with Euro USD. Okay. Euro USD has been playing out pretty well. Couple of analyses that we've been doing. We've been looking at this pair for a very long time. It's one of my major pair that I always look at. Now, looking at what we have here, I did say that I expect price to reach out for 1.03. If you have not seen that video, the video is on YouTube where I did post the analysis. I think price was around here then, and I said I anticipate for price to go to 1.03. Now, price is currently at 1.035, which means price has surpassed what my targets. So obviously, I did enjoy trading Euro USD last week. I traded just Euro USD last week. No any other pair, just Euro USD, and it was very profitable for me because I understood higher time frame analysis and market direction. So I would like to start with the weekly time frame, and then we'll break it down to see where we should anticipate for price to go into next. So from the weekly perspective, obviously we can see that we have a very strong bullish candle right around here. It's like a Marabuzo, a candle without wick. Okay, like a candle, it has no wick safe, and literally tell you that there's just a little wick at the top. So the market opened and there was just so much momentum to the upside. So many buyers were in this market. So obviously at this point in time, buyers are winning. So how did I really know that buyers were going to win this week? It was when I saw this hammer candle. So the importance of candlestick can never be overemphasized as well. So you need to learn your candles. When it comes to price action, we are talking about candles. But I have indicators right around here. You can see moving averages here, 21 and the 50-day moving average. I can work my charts independently of these moving averages. Like I can take off the moving averages and I'll still be able to analyze my chart because they are not really doing much here. Okay, so when we talk about price action, we are purely talking about trading without indicators, just looking at the charts and all of that. Okay, just looking at the charts. Now, what I have on here, looking at this bullish momentum to the upside, every pattern in the market has a way of trading it, and you need to understand how to trade patterns and stuff like that. This is a channel to the downside, a bearish channel. What I've noticed based on past price action and back testing and all of that is that whenever we break out of a channel like this, probably we're trading to the downside and we break out, price must come at least 50% of the channel. Okay, which means that this move to the upside for me is yet to be completed. So I expect price to come to 1.05, which is a key level in the marketplace. You can see how it's aligning. I'm not the one forging it, guys. I'm not the one forging it. You can see how this 50% here, it's aligning. Please mute your mic. So those persons that would watch the video, please mute your mic so that those persons that will watch it later would actually enjoy watching it. How do I mute this guy? All right, just muted that guy. Nice. All right, so what I was saying, sorry for the interruption, the noise, I don't know how to deal with noise. Now, whenever price break out of a channel, it is expedient and necessary that price should trade 50% of that channel with my past price action. Because I've seen where price will break out of the channel, do this, and still continue to go down. Okay, it's highly possible. So if I take a trend line and plot it from this weekly perspective from the top here and call that point 1 or point A and point B. Now we're on space for point C, which is my contact point confirmation, guys. So I have point A, B. So I would expect the market to actually pull into this level of 1.05, where I could try to make trade decisions off of it. Now I expect the market to continue to the upside. That's what it simply means. Naturally, the final target for a channel breakout or anything like that is usually the top, like here, and space for price to pull all the way up into this level. But my first target is usually what, the 50%, which we have somewhere around there, and then we could see some reversal. And if you watch closely, you notice that the 50% is aligning close to the trend line. That's a confluence right there. We have 50%, we have key level of 1.05. And then we also have the trend line sitting around there. So this trend line is not a confirmed trend line yet. We only have 2 touches until we get the third bounce. Remember, guys, what I call the contact points confirmation. So until we get a third bounce right around here, that is when I will anticipate for the market to pull all the way down. So if I see a reaction here, I'll try to go short and just continue with the trend. And if you look closely, you find out that this area, which I just highlighted, was a previous area of support, which would likely become resistance. So it's as easy as that, guys. As easy as that. So simplicity at its core, guys. Can't be simpler than this. Can't be simpler than this. So just enjoy the simplicity of it based on the weekly perspective. Now we are in space for price to push it back into 1.05. Now dropping down to the daily time frame, I know that price moves in waves, and now we can see what looks like an impulse that is yet to be completed. This is an impulse. We don't know if it's yet complete. We need to see some reactions here before we see some pullback. Now, what I can tell you is that this place was a previous area of support, now resistance, likely to act as resistance. So we could see some minor push to the downside, like a correction type of thing, and then a pullback to the upside. Now, when it comes to price action, we are looking for 2 things. Number 1, turning points. Number 2, confluence. So this could be a turning point for the market to shoot back down, to correct back down. And also, we need to find the turning point from the bottom as well. So we have a turning point, an anticipated turning point at the upside, and we should also have an anticipated turning point on the downside. So I'll plot a Fibonacci now from this recent swing to the top here, anticipating that this would stop price. Mind you, price can still pull further, of which I'm anticipating for price to still push further. But I don't know yet until the market opens tomorrow. I'm still going to have a session tomorrow. I don't know yet until the market opens if we are going to have a bullish Monday or we are going to have a bearish Monday. If we have a bearish Monday, that will set the pace for the pullback, which means that Monday, Tuesday, and probably part of Wednesday is going to be a down day, a down close candles. And then And then on Friday, we could start, on Thursday, Friday, we could start seeing some reactions back to the upside. So just pay attention to the market. Whatever the market does, react. So you can see 50% sitting around here. We can see the 61.8 sitting around here and sitting around a key psychological level, which is at $1, sitting at parity. $1 is parity. So we could see the market pull back for a bit of a retracement. Some persons will call this another block, and then we could see the market continue to the upside. So I still have a bullish bias at this point in time for Euro USD. So someone wants to say, Flourish, this market is overly bearish. Like overall, it's still bearish. Obviously, it's still bearish from the weekly perspective. But on the daily, we can see on the daily that we just took out this lower high point. Okay. We just took out the lower high point. This was the lower high point I've been anticipating for price to take out. And we just took out the lower high point. So as far as we have taken out the lower high point, you can see the candlestick closing strongly bullish above it. I literally expect the market to continue to the upside. But before then, I would expect a pullback probably to this level. And then we could see the further push to the upside. It's as simple as that. Now, if you want to understand how I drew my trend line that was coming from here and why I drew it like that, after this session, you can send me a DM and then I'll explain to you why my trend line is drawn like that. Now, stepping down to the 4-hour time frame, I don't know what your entry strategy is like, but I'm just doing analysis right around here. Now, for the 4-hour time frame, we can pretty much spot a lot of higher high, higher low points. Now we have a higher high, we should anticipate what a higher low point and then a push to the upside. Now pay attention to previous highs because it can become support this time around, and pay attention to every possible turning point and look for the confluence around it. This is a possible turning point for this price. So we could see price pull all the way down up to this level and push back up on Monday. So pay attention to every possible turning point because I'm not a magician. I can't tell you precisely the price that price is going to turn around from anybody that predicts the market and tell you that, hey, market is going to turn around here. Now, sitting around here, I think we are just slightly below the 23.6. But I would actually anticipate for price to come to the 23.6 and 38.2. Why? Because the impulse was so massive. The impulse was really very strong. So I think we're going to be having a strong trending market soon. If we have a strong trending market, I do not really anticipate for price to come back into discounts. I would just anticipate for it to come 23.6 and 38.2. Now, GBP USD, guys, it's pretty much the same as Euro USD, guys. It's pretty much the same. Now, I just had a breakout of my counter trend line. I'm sorry, of my trend line. Though I had a break below the counter trend line, but I wasn't looking for sales because I know what I had seen on the daily time frame. Now, how I knew that these guys were going to be doing this retracement, I still see it as a retracement. I don't see it as a trend reversal yet. It's still a retracement to me. So how I knew that these guys were going to be retracing anytime soon, it was pretty much easy. It was simple for me to spot it that these guys were going to start retracing. Now you can see we have impulse to the downside here. We had correction up, impulse down, correction up. We had impulse down and another impulse down. Then we had an impulse up. So this move here was not a correction to me. I explained that. Probably some of us were not able to attend that meeting, but I did explain that this move here is not a correction. So I saw it as an impulse, and then what I had a Fibonacci from this bottom to this top, and then I was at space for price to turn around. And exactly where I called that for price to turn around, although I didn't literally try to predict it, but based on what I saw, that this is an impulse to the upside for me. It was an impulse down, impulse up. So I anticipated for price to come back into the 61.8 level for me to take my long. So I had a Fibonacci from right around here to here, and price came very close to the 61.8, and then we started seeing some bullish momentum to the upside, and then the price literally turned around. And right about now, we are approaching negative 50%, which means that I literally believe that since we have broken above these levels, we are just going to have a pullback, and then we could see the market continue to the upside. I'm just going to extend my trend line at this point in time. Probably we could get some really nice pullback and the continuation to the upside. All right, folks. 4 hours time frame. Let me just quickly go over it, and then we'll move straight to GBP JPY and Euro JPY, so that we'll call it a night. Okay. What we have on here, this is the higher high points here, and this is the higher low point here. So trying to catch the turning point is what matters. Okay, you don't have to catch the main base or the apex. Okay, you don't need that. You don't need to catch the peak or the base or anything like that. What you just need to know, just find out, is this price going to turn here, find your confluence, and then take your trade. Now, some persons might see this as a different move. That's not how it's traded. This might be a swing to them, and this might be, no, that's not how it's traded. This all moves to the upside from here to here is one swing to the upside. Okay, so I'll take a Fibonacci from the bottom here. And if you wonder why I use Fibonacci, guys, this is what I use all the time to anticipate turning points. Okay, this is what I use every single time to anticipate turning point. Now 50% is a confluence. I can easily spot that 50% is aligning with 1.15 flat. So price could pull all the way to 1.15 flat, but I'm not anticipating for that right about now. I'll be looking at the level of 1.750, which is sitting around here, because price is currently reacting there. So price could react. All we are looking for is just retracement at this point in time. We have had an impulse. We are expecting a retracement. Now, if the retracement should come in on Monday, Tuesday, or on anytime the retracement comes in, buy into the retracement. Once you get your confluence, everything is lining up, take the trade, take the buy as quickly as possible. Don't think too much before taking your trades, guys. Once everything is lining up, just take it. Now we're having some sort of ascending correction to the upside. Usually what happens is that price is going to break below and take out the liquidity that is resting below it, because people are buying and putting stop loss right around here. So price could break below it and probably come into the fair value gap, and then we could see some push to the upside and stuff like that. Still, everything still boils down to seeking a turning point and then a confluence to take the trade. Upside move, I'm still having a bullish bias. If anything should change during the course of the week, I'll post on the Telegram channel. So let's go over to GBP JPY. I think I already have everything mapped out on GBP JPY right about now. Now, from the daily perspective, I'll just start with the daily, guys. Overall, we are still bullish on this guy. My overall upside target is still sitting at 175 flat. Price came pretty close, but we didn't reach it. That was my target for that was my target when price was still somewhere around here. I've been targeting here. So that's a lot of pips, I think. That's a lot. So over 2,000 plus pips. Now we are sitting at the strategic level. We had an impulse to the upside. This was the impulse right about here. From here to here was the actual impulse to the upside. Now we are sitting at a 61.8 level. Now, if this market is literally going to be, if this move here is literally a correction, here we could see some turnaround from here and price will continue to the upside. But if it's not a correction, because it looks very impulsive in a way, because I can see some really nice momentum on there, but buyers try to step in here, buyers could try to step in again. So be on the lookout for it, guys. Be on the lookout for it. My bias on this one is still very much bullish. So dropping down to the 4 hours, all pretty much have on here. I was looking at this level of support last week to actually anticipate a push to the upside. My aim was that price could reach out for this level, but price stopped midway. Okay, stopped midway. Now what we have on here is that price is testing this level right about here, and we could start to see some push to the upside. So my bias for this guy is still very much bullish. Now we can have a counter trend line, point A, point B, right about here. So you should pay attention. And guys, please don't mind the way I'm talking, okay? Going through some, let me not call it challenges, some health issues right about now. Going through some health issues. It's part of the reasons why I didn't even start the meeting on time, okay? So if you want to have a conservative kind of entry, you should wait for price to blow above the trend line and give you confirmations that, okay, I'm back above this level of support and I can start heading to the upside. But if that doesn't happen, then probably you see price coming back to test this level of previous support. The price should come back and test it and fall back. You should know how to react. Guys, I always tell my students, do not try to predict, because you don't know what's going to happen. Okay, it's easier to analyze the chart on hindsight. It's easier to analyze the chart after it has already happened. And I can come and tell you that this is a higher low point because that's formed. So I can't tell you that this is a higher low point yet because it hasn't formed. Okay, so don't try to predict, just react. If price should come all the way back up into this level of previous support, All you have to do is to look for reasons to go short. If price should break above, come back for retest, look for reasons to go long, and that's what I call confluence, guys. Confluence, as simple as that. See, this thing, you don't have to kill yourself because you are trying to catch turning points in the market. Wait for the market to give you the right turning point. Like, wait for the market to reveal to you after doing all the manipulations and nonsense. Wait for the market to reveal to you its direction. Okay, without you not get lost. So Euro JPY, guys, I want to be fast, so and let us go do other things. So for Euro JPY is pretty nice right about now. I can see some really nice price action on here, and I decided to share with us. Okay. Now, checking out from the daily, what we pretty much have on here, my anticipation for this price, that I will see price coming to 151.726, but price is yet to get there, and I still anticipate for price to reach out for it, even though we're having some pullback in the market right about now. Now, until price take out the 100% of this guy, thereby price reaching out for these lows down here and taking it out, that is when I'll flip bullish. Now, like I always tell my guys, a trend line is broken does not mean the trend has changed. Please write that down. If you want to write it down, please write it down. A trend line is broken doesn't mean that the trend has changed, guys. For a trend to change, there has to be a shift in market structure. For a trend to change, there have to be a major fundamental event that will change the course of the market. Hope we all know that the fundamentals is what is actually driving the market. So until there's a major shift, you will not see a trend change. So I'm not anticipating a trend change right about now. Even I can see that this is a very nice momentum to the downside that happened on Thursday. Yeah, we have it here. Very nice momentum to the downside on Thursday. And then what happened on Friday? We can see some indecision on Friday. Buyer stepped in, seller stepped in, and it was a draw for them on Friday. So what we have on here on the trend line right about now, you can see every time the price comes really close to it, it does some really nice reactions. So we can see now on this trend line that we have on here, resting on top of the 78.6. If you are wondering where that came from, I took a Fibonacci from here to here. Okay. Now, resting on top of the 78.6 level, we can anticipate now for price to start pulling all the way up. Okay, can anticipate for price to start pulling all the way up, but you need confirmations. Okay, I can anticipate for price to start pulling up, but firstly, I need to find out if here is actually a turning point. So I need to see some really nice reactions from here. So price is sitting around 143. Price came as deep as 142.50, which is a key level in the marketplace. You can see how it acted before as previous level of support, broke support, became support again, and now we have just acted as support. And if you can check very well, you notice how sellers try to step in before the close of the market. So yeah, guys, no join me. Can't join me now. Can't join me. Yeah, so guys, sorry, I was just talking to my guy. So let's just unmute our mic and ask questions, and then we'll call it a wrap. Ask to unmute. I think I can't unmute this guy. Please, let's unmute our mic and
My Oga.
yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Nice job.
Fine. I'm trying to have some noodles here, and I'm working at the same time. Scared of who cook something, guys. Okay.
Don't worry, I'm a chef. I'll make you noodles that you like.
Mr. Jonathan, don't tell.
I'll be small.
This guy don't pack in the uniform for me. So I just did Jerry. Also, I just use me cash cruise.
It is suffer also like me.
I mean, I just go
like you.
I mean, I just go pack now.
They brokers like me suppose they suffer also.
I mean, I just go pack just now.
Yeah, sorry.
Not be small things on Thursday. The pain, I even go hospital safe. The pain is just too much.
Sorry.
Mr. Duna, any question?
Right now, nothing.
Yeah.
I enjoy the analysis. The analysis has been really crazy and sweet.
Okay.
But yet CPI did this CPI did dirty, and you know
That CPI
um
actually, did not catch you unaware. I felt you were anticipating that move.
me, I was.
Mhm.
It didn't catch me completely on off guard, but I was. I had the levels already precise. I even took a trade on it.
On
I
Friday,
even took a I
on
even took a
Thursday,
trade on it, but
yeah,
the
on
trade
Thursday
was
before the CPI, I was looking at my chart and I was like, is it that my analysis is not going to play out or what? But I just think that I just had to be careful because the market is very crazy these days. It's very like
exactly.
it can be very deceiving lately.
Mm,
Just you get now I'm
yeah.
looking at Euro JPY and I understand that obviously you could have gotten a short if you wanted to go short because we had some really nice structure here. So you get so we had a lower high point. Yeah. Now, if you wanted to go short, you could have went short. Now, right about now, for this impulse to
Mm,
the upside, I feel like price at a discount to take some really nice trades to the upside. Okay. But
yes.
with what the market has printed, so many persons are going to think that we are now bearish. You understand? And I understand the fact that it's because they don't look at higher time frames. So I won't really blame them.
uh, the your JP hasn't cap yet. That's for sure.
Yeah, that type of thing. So I still feel like
That's
we could still get
not
another leg.
not
But
at this point.
exactly.
Not at
But,
this point
but
when the Euro USD is trying to shoot to the upside.
you see what I'm saying. So domino effect might even take place. So at this point in time, I'm not really anticipating for a trend reversal yet. Even if we get a break of that trend, like, I want to see price breaking some really nice levels.
Yeah, true. But for Euro USD, I've left the MPS for now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going
For
to
the
trade
Euro
it
U
immediately. I'm not going to trade this guy. You understand? Like just anticipation. Like if I see it playing out,
anticipate. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Mr. God's time. What's happening?
Really, bro.
What do you Sam?
How is everything, boss?
Everything is fine.
Yeah, business. Actually, I actually like the follow up with the stats, but based on I never actually to get. No, stop this thing, man. Because I never to get this flight here, so I just like the observe how the conversation will go. But,
All right.
so I hope you don't mind. I
I don't
just like
mind.
I love.
I see. I'm sorry. You don't mind my manners, so that I'm eating and.
No problem, boss. No problem.
Can you go to Euro USD 1 hour
Okay.
chart?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So I'm still like I just like the observe the charts, how everything they go.
What's happening?
So try one or two.
Oh shit. All right. You have Euro USD 1 hour chart right here. On Friday market was just somehow. Today the market was just like some ascending consolidation type of thing, like
Yeah.
ascending channel.
Before this blast of CPI,
Yeah,
before this big bullish candle from the CPI, the very first bullish candle.
yeah.
Yeah, the old structure was looking funnishly like an head and shoulder.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So very, very funny.
Very, very deceiving structure. So at
Yeah.
this point, although what I was anticipating was this, I was anticipating that we are going to get a bounce from
Oh my
look
God.
left from where the entry of that move started.
Yeah.
No, not there, not there. Like from where this big bullish candle take place from.
Okay.
Towards the left, you see that down close candle. God bless you, sir. That is it.
That was what I
That
highlighted
down
now.
close,
Yeah.
good. That candle right there, that level right there was a level I was expecting a bounce. But I was expecting the bounce to just bounce up down to the blue,
Yeah.
this level, and wick all the way back down and drop lower. That was my anticipation.
You
So
can
I
write on
said,
my
okay,
screen. You can write on my screen.
how can I do that?
Just did I disable that thing? I don't think I disabled it.
I don't know how to do it though.
Okay. Just try. Just pick your tool and try and write on the screen and see. Like your pencil.
Can't find that shit anywhere, man.
Go to annotations.
Annotations. Reactions. Can see reactions.
And see Miriam. I'm writing on my own, so you can pretty much do the same, except I disabled it or something. So still on still, sir. The thing is,
Yeah, what I was trying to say is that
yeah,
I was expecting that we get a retrace back on the upper blue line,
yeah, and then
this
continue
upper
to the
blue one,
downside, right?
and drop lower. How that's facing. So I traded
Did
the up move,
you know that
and
when
my
I
take
saw it,
profit was just there, and I just
yeah.
see boof. I like, what the fuck is going on here?
You know, my own anticipation was pretty much different because I knew that, man, these guys, they want to trick these guys in for a double top.
Damn it,
Can you see that?
that's
It was
crazy.
very obvious, like,
Yeah.
man, double top, guys start jumping in. They have tricked them. I just, like, when I saw the double top, I wanted to go short. I'm like, we've been there before. I can't join these guys. This structure is looking bullish. Okay? Because the moment I saw this guy taking out, I knew that, man, we are up for it now. I knew we were up for it. Like, I had a Fibonacci like this. Price came below 78.6. Like, I saw it and I was like, what a nice momentum on Friday. You remember that Friday, right? Like, what a nice momentum.
Yes.
That was why I was even bold to continue with it on a Monday. I took some trades. You understand?
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
pretty nice momentum from here. And I'm like, until this market take out this high, to not rest. And it did not take out the high. Do you understand? It just did a clear double top to influence them.
Came back. I respect it for waited for CPI.
Right. God will help us. They cannot kill us. They cannot kill us. They will not just kill us.
But right now, from our current stance on the market right now,
Yeah.
I'm strongly bullish as well.
You're bullish, right?
My analysis has now flipped. I'm short-term bullish. I will trade
Exactly.
it.
It has to be short term. You just have to be
Yes,
short
I'm
term
short-term bullish, and I will trade it.
because now
So I'm prepared
the
for it.
momentum here is massive. For a
Yeah,
very
it
long
can't
time,
it can't go past.
exactly, we've not seen this type.
Yes.
Can you
So
imagine
you
the
cannot
momentum?
just you cannot just and there's events going on right now. I guess you may not know. Saudi Arabia is planning to come up with their own currency to be backed up by gold.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I don't even
And
know how
if
that's going
that
to be
happens,
affecting the market.
and if that happens, it's going to crazily shake the dollar. So
Like,
the
sorry,
dollar,
sorry, I heard something about Saudi Arabia.
yeah, Saudi Arabia is coming up with their currency to be backed up by gold. You know, normally currencies are being backed up by metals. USD is
Yeah,
normally being backed up by gold. British pound is backed up by the sterling, you know. But right now they are all fiat currencies, so they do no longer depend on any
Metal.
metal for backing. But right now, Saudi Arabia wants to create a currency that is backed up by gold. And
good.
the same thing happened to Nigeria. Nigeria wanted their currency to be backed up by the crude oil, but too stupid that our leaders are idiots. They could not make that push. Instead, they went ahead and devalued naira in the US. Generally, US are big bullies, yeah. So they will bully you to do things that you are not supposed to do normally.
Yeah. Please, if you are buying Euro USD, please, I'm begging you,
Yes,
pay attention.
I'm on for it. Euro
Pay
USD for the
attention
buys.
to 1.05 when you are buying, okay?
Yeah, Euro USD is for the buys.
Like I usually say, you don't have to close all your trades when price gets to that level. All you have to do is just pay attention. Like when price gets up here to 1.05, we are going to see some pretty nice reaction there. And it could just blow through. It could just blow through, slice through it. But just make sure you're attentive when it gets here. Anything can happen. So just be attentive and react as it happens. Exactly.
But the bottom line is the market is going to be moving right now.
Yeah.
FOREX is back. That's why I'm sure FOREX is back. Right now, FOREX is back. We know normally things that were gyrating the market since the indices.
Yeah.
Right now, FOREX is back. We are ready for big moves. We are going to be seeing some days are going to be giving us 200 pips in one day. Man. Normal without news. You will just see 200 pips moving.
So how I think you are going to enjoy those type of moves is simply trading with proper risk management. Like just use small lots. Don't try to get greedy. Like with that, you can hold your trades for 200 pips. But some persons will say, who cares? some rational traders, irrational traders will say, who cares about 200 pips?